Man, can the 2016 NBA free agency get any wilder? Today, the biggest chip has fallen on the 4th of July. Kevin Durant is now headed to the Golden State Warriors. I knew it was a possibility, especially how the Thunder went out. But to know it is official, to think Kevin Durant alongside the two-time and unanimous MVP in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, that is going to be something to see. They won 73 games last year without Kevin Durant. What you think their Vegas over-under is going to be for wins in the regular season? It's got to be over-under 70, right, with Kevin Durant? They might average 120 points a game. They're going to be fantastic on offense. But what I really want to touch on is the cause and effect of this move. I find it to be really interesting because the effect on the whole league will be immense. This impacts legacies. This impacts franchises and even more. And I'll touch on that on the other side. But the cause, everything we saw in the playoffs, the collapse of the Warriors, the collapse of the Thunder, in order for Kevin Durant to make this move, both of those choke jobs, as most would call it, had to happen. There's no way Kevin Durant can join the bandwagon of a 73-9 team that just won their second straight NBA title, that also came back from 3-1 on you in the Western Conference Finals to make it to the NBA Finals. That would have been the ultimate bandwagon hop. And even for me, that would have been hard to respect had Golden State been the back-to-back champs. Because I do not lose respect in Kevin Durant for making this move. I don't look at him any differently as a basketball player. But the fact Golden State lost to the Cavaliers made Kevin Durant look like a necessity for their franchise. Steph Curry has not got the job done in either NBA Finals and could use somebody else to rely on. And Kevin Durant can definitely be somebody to be relied upon. Definitely a top 3 player in the NBA right next to Steph Curry and LeBron James, however you want to rank them. But lastly, when it comes to cause, this move to Golden State for Kevin Durant could not have been made if OKC won that series against Golden State. Not only for the reason that you can't join the team that you just beat, say OKC got past the Warriors and still lost to the Cavaliers in the finals, is for the fact that this was obviously the breaking point for Kevin Durant when it came to the tandem of him and Russell Westbrook. He didn't look at this 3-1 collapse as we were right there. He looked at it as, for whatever reason, me and Russell Westbrook have been at it for years and we just can't get it done. So had that not happened, Kevin Durant could not have come to that conclusion, along with the fact that Golden State still went on to lose. Now, when it comes to the effect of Kevin Durant's move to Golden State, it only just changed the complexity of the NBA for years to come. And there's so many different places to go with this, but I'll start with the Warriors because they may be in the midst of a dynastic run. 2 seasons ago, 67 wins, an NBA championship. We know last season, a record 73 wins in the regular season. Didn't get the job done, lost in 7 to the Cavaliers, blowing a 3-1 series lead. Which, if you think about it, opened the door for this to happen. The Warriors, if they're 2-time reigning NBA champions, I don't think Kevin Durant makes this move to join their bandwagon. Fact they lost opened the door. But now, Golden State, who probably has the greatest offense we have ever seen in the sport of basketball, will now add Kevin Durant to the mix? An offensive assassin? The most skilled 7-footer we have ever seen in the sport of basketball as well? Man, they're going to be favorites in Vegas for the next 3 NBA seasons to win the title. Guaranteed. And real quick for the record, I just want to say I don't think this was a coward move. I don't think it was weak of Kevin Durant to go to Golden State. I feel like he made the best decision for him basketball-wise, and I actually like the move for him. Kevin Durant is too great to end his career without an NBA title. And why not, while he's in his prime, go play with great players and make sure that happens. In the end, when it's all said and done, when we look back on your career, the first thing we want to know is how many championships you had. So go get those. You don't want to be a Charles Barkley-esque player, no disrespect to Sir Charles. Now, as I try to keep this short, moving on to OKC. They lost the top 3 player in the NBA. We know they're hugely affected by that. But now they're in a little turmoil. Russell Westbrook will be a free agent next summer. I already see stories out there should they trade him, and even to the Lakers. As someone who was a Kobe fan and ended up becoming a Lakers fan because of that, I would love to see that. But you have to think about it from OKC's point of view. If they're going to lose Russell Westbrook in free agency, as they have lost KD, do they want to lose him for nothing and then have to completely start over with their franchise? I doubt that. So their main focus should be trying to keep Russell Westbrook happy and also in Oklahoma City. But at the same time, they have to figure all this out by February. So, like I said, they're in turmoil. But I do know one thing for next season. They'll be pretty competitive. Picked up Oladipo, still have Canner, still have Adams, and Russell Westbrook. Without Kevin Durant in the way, I'm pretty sure he's happy about that in a sense. But without him in the way, expect him to put up 30 points per game, man, at least. And he's going to probably be close to a triple-double. He's going to be putting up stupid numbers next season. No, yeah, that first game between Golden State and OKC next season, count me in. We know Westbrook is going to be trying to shit on Kevin Durant as well as Steph Curry. Next season cannot start soon enough. But moving on. What does Kevin Durant's move to Golden State mean for our NBA champion Cavaliers? Does this mean they need to combat that move by trading Kevin Love, a player they just traded for 2 seasons ago and just signed to a max deal last summer? Man, everything was just A-OK in Cleveland. Pulled off the improbable upset to win the NBA Finals, had their parade, heard reports that Kevin Love was most likely to stay since they won. And now, since Kevin Durant is now a Warrior, you have to revisit trading Kevin Love. For me personally, only if it makes sense, if it makes the team better. Not for the sake of making a move because Golden State has. So we'll see how that plays out. But I do want to say, for LeBron, this works in his favor when it comes to his legacy. Golden State will be the prohibitive favorites for the foreseeable future. So for the rest of LeBron's career, he's playing with house money. If he is able to beat Golden State once or twice and get his 4th or 5th ring against that squad, that only adds to his legend. And he's already a legend. Top 5, in my opinion, all time. But I do want to say this before I fully go. Kevin Durant needs to face win now pressure the same LeBron faced in Miami. LeBron was just 7 years pro when he went to Miami. Kevin Durant is 9 years pro, about to be in his 10th season. And LeBron, he didn't have a Westbrook in Cleveland. So it made more sense for him to leave. OKC has a top 5 player there, other than Kevin Durant when he was there, and still have one now that he's gone. And I'm not saying that to knock Kevin Durant. In my opinion, he made the best basketball decision. Golden State will give him the greatest chance to win plenty of titles. Plenty of them. And Golden State, now the clock is on. Y'all have to win as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. The next 3 years, 2 titles. I don't want to hear any excuses. You have the best shooter of all time. The first unanimous MVP. 2-time MVP, Steph Curry. And now Kevin Durant, another top 3 player in the NBA. Most gifted 7-footer we ever seen. That duo, they have a lot to prove and a lot of pressure on their back to win. And win pretty much every year for at least the next 2 to 3 seasons. And if they fail, there will be hundreds, there will be thousands of memes waiting, as well as hundreds and thousands of Jordan cry faces waiting for you, Kevin Durant, as well as you, Steph Curry.